Lee.
Hello.
Especially custom designed for you.
Oh my god! That is the best!
I know.
Oh my god, look at the guitar!
I know, we even rather than making it super
ridiculous.
sort of Andertons, we were Rockbox as well, because you often wear that t-shirt.
I am so...
That's awesome,
turn the camera off while I get naked, put this camera.
Well, I'll turn it around. Yeah!
Got a matching camera.
Yeah!
Where is my phone? Quick.
Did I just literally just lose it that second? I know.
So, where have guys got to go to find your magical t-shirt company?
Just gamegears.co.uk.
I will talk about that on show you video.
Yeah, we'll have it. That is the shot du jour. Did you see the Captain Lee Andertons logo too? Fucking badass.
Give me the camera. Do you mind giving me the camera?
Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman.
I'm the captain.
And we're at andertons.co.uk in England.
We certainly are.
And the captain said to me, you know what would be fun, other than the normal japery of burning amplifiers and demonstrating all sorts of gear, why don't we just get 20k worth of Gibson love and make us some nice wallpaper and then also just play on them.
Yeah, I must admit, the last 4 or 5 weeks in Andertons, we've been blessed with a little delivery of some really, really sexy guitars. All kind of 59 Les Pauls, or there's a 1960 collector's choice there as well. So I thought, rather than necessarily do a kind of a super in-depth review about what they're all about and everything like that,
We're just going to play them.
We're going to play some guitars.
It's just an indulgent video, isn't it?
Film
really?
some real kind of nice close-up, nicely lit shots so that you can, I mean, these are all beautiful. Tell you a tiny bit about them, but really, you know, really, if you want to know in depth, hit the website and then you can read away to your heart's content. Why not leave us playing in the background whilst you're reading about the guitars on...
Well, here's us unboxing them, which was an awful lot of fun. Action.
Hey guys, it's the Captain here. One of the videos we're doing today is all the sexiest Gibson Les Pauls that we've got in Andertons at the moment. So we've got about 5 Les Pauls that are all 4,000 or 5,000 quid each at the moment. So you're going to see a video of these later, but for now this is just an unboxing. So I don't know what order these are in.
20k worth of Gibson.
Let's have a look. How exciting. What's this one?
Oh, look at that top. Oh my god. Wow. It makes a nice noise when it comes out the case as well.
So this is just basically a 59 reissue, but in a special colour called Horizon Burst, with a super sexy top on it. This is a completely gloss finished one, so it's not a VOS one. Anyway, is that pretty or what?
That's really, really nice. Actually.
Try the next one.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Okay, wonder what this is.
I'll wager it's a Gibson.
You think so? Maybe
It's a Gibson custom. Yeah.
Oh,
Here we go, here we go.
Wedged shut.
Oh, look at
Another
that.
pretty top.
That is really nice.
The oh look, this is sort of slightly religious. This one, look, this is called Beginning Burst.
Wow.
In the beginning.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, there was
only one guitar.
And on the 7th day, God made a great Les Paul. They called it Beginning Burst, or something like that. Anyway.
Wow.
It's got a brown case without the words Gibson on it.
To me, that looks absolutely stunning already, and it hasn't even been opened.
Sort of oh, I see. Looks like Gibson custom little logo here. Look.
Wow.
With like vintage latches and everything.
Oh, that's lovely.
So, qu'est-ce que c'est
Cassar.
dans le sac, or whatever you would say.
Yeah. It's got a Biggs.
This is one of the very popular collector's choice series. So this is where they, I'll tell you a bit more about this when we do the video, but this is where they go back and buy old Les Pauls, so 1960 Les Paul from well-known collectors, and then they reissue them. If you've noticed, it's got a doodle wanger on it.
A doodle wanger.
Or something like that, anyway. Oops, look at that. It just didn't want to open.
Oh,
this one,
that's amazing.
This is called an Ultra Select, a 59 Ultra Select. It's basically selected for its craziest flame top that you can possibly get. So we'll have a bit of close-up action. This, as you can see, is VOS.
We already had some flame action this morning, didn't we, Lee?
Yeah. All this stuff here is not due to Rob's excitement. This is done to make the guitars look a little bit older.
Amazing.
That's nice, isn't it? A little badge on the back of the...
Oh, I like that.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, really nice. So,
see where the vintage vibe comes in. I've forgotten what's in this one. It's terrible, isn't it? Dun, 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 dun.
oh, that's lovely.
Okay, there's a story behind this one. This is, fun enough, this is called a Yamano 59 Les Paul. And Yamano's not a dude that played or anything like that. Yamano are the Japanese, or were the Japanese distributor for Gibson for many years. And because there are so many amazing actual 59 Les Pauls in Japan, they basically used to say to Gibson, we're only going to accept the very, 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 very best flame tops that you can find. And if you send us anything less, like not as nice as that, we're just going to send it back. So they got known as the Yamano 59 Les Pauls.
Is that really what they said, Lee?
Yeah, that's completely true. I didn't just make that one up. That would have been too weird a story to make up.
So you can see we had a bit of fun there. We didn't know what was in each case. Opened each one, and it was case candy.
Absolutely.
And I suppose I'll tell you about mine. I've got a stunning 59 reissue Les Paul Gibson.
You're doing your Philex bit there, are you?
Yeah, I was.
Reading off the auto cue.
It's VOS, which doesn't stand for vintage old.
Vintage original spec.
Vintage original spec.
Yamamoto was the Japanese distributor for Gibson, so it's basically there's such an amazing selection of original 59 Les Pauls in Japan, and they have such, I think it's part of the sort of Japanese culture, such stringent sort of expectations of quality, and Yamamoto got a real reputation in the past for if Gibson ever sent them anything that wasn't AAA, super stunning, gorgeous, they just sent it all back, which is probably the right thing to do. So on the 59 reissues, Yamamoto actually used to spec the actual maple tops that they wanted on the guitars, so that there was never any way that Gibson could send them anything that they didn't like. So very periodically in Europe, you see the odd 59 Les Paul, and when I say the odd, I mean you're probably talking, I don't know, half a dozen a year, something like that come through, where it's a Yamamoto spec'd top. And so we're very lucky, we got one here. They're actually no more expensive than a regular, you know, VOS 59 Les Paul. So they're a real bargain. This is in a stunning sort of lemon burst type finish.
Oh, what's the serial number on this particular one? Is there a number
Back of the headstock.
Back of the headstock, is there? In case anyone out there actually wants to buy this so it's 92853.
Yeah, 9 then a space 2853.
2853. So if you want this guitar,
if you're wondering why none of these guitars have the little coil tap switches on them, it's purely and simply because Gibson shipped them in a little polythene bag and leave them in the case, and I didn't want to kind of undo it all and maybe lose them or whatever like that. So they have all got their little kind of aged looking knobs with them.
Now it's a 59 reissue, but the neck isn't a chunky cricket bat. It's still nice and sort of fairly slim.
Yeah.
You know, I'd almost liken this to a 60 slim taper.
Did I should we tell them that the 59 flame top story that David from Fretted Americana told us?
Do that.
Because I always wondered, why is it that the 59 is such an iconic kind of guitar that changes hands for hundreds of thousands of dollars if you've got an original one? Chappers and I played one, didn't we?
We did.
Fretted.
That was quite worrying, actually.
$450,000 it was up for. And David at Fretted, who's a real kind of vintage expert, said up until 1958, the Les Paul had only been available either as the gold top, the original gold top, or as a black kind of custom. And in '58, they brought out the burst, and you'll see over Rob's shoulder there's a plain top burst here, and that's what they were in '58. In '59, they changed the burst to have a flame top, and for some reason that I think modern guitarists cannot comprehend, everyone went, I don't like it. I like the gold. I don't like the look. I want the gold top back. So believe it or not, in 1960 they discontinued the burst finish, and in that period between about 1958 and 1960, only about 1,500 burst Les Pauls were made, which is a tiny, tiny amount. You can imagine this is 50, 60 years ago, so maybe half of those guitars have probably been lost and destroyed, just general kind of, you know, wear and tear and stuff. So whatever's left, the tiny number that's left, particularly if you get one with a really striking burst, change hands for a fortune. But that's why, I mean, obviously a few years later they reintroduced the burst and now we all love them, but that's why the 59 is held as this kind of like
iconic
kind of Les Paul.
So it's not that heavy.
No.
I was expecting it to be super, super weighty, but it's really nice and light. I mean, it must be a chambered body. I'm imagining, as you can see, the hardware is sort of delicately aged. It smells, feels, and just everything about it is just great. But I mean, it should be, because it's 4,349 English pounds.
I always sort of think to myself, whenever I see a guitar for £4.5 or whatever, £1,000, you know, thousands and thousands of pounds, a real investment, I do think to myself, you know, it's a lot of money, isn't it, like that? And I think, but in my own head, I sort of think to myself, do you know what? I buy computers for Andertons, and every time I buy computers for Andertons, you know, they cost me £500 each or £1,000 each, depending on the spec of the computer. And I might have to buy, you know, 20 computers at a time. And 3 or 4 years down the line, we throw them all away and we buy new ones again. You know, and it's just, that's technology, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas this,
you buy once.
You buy it once. It's never ever going to be worth less or significantly less than you paid for it. Over time, it's going to go up. It should give you many, many years of pleasure. So it's relative, isn't it? If you can't afford it, I totally get it. You food, mortgage, everything. Yeah. There's more important things in life than guitars.
And Gibson cater for people with shallower pockets,
But if you've got this kind of dough and you want something very special, I do love these guitars.
Well, I think we should talk about this one first, then we should get
and then we'll just play. So I've basically got the same thing again, a 59 Les Paul, but mine is, again, Gibson did a very, very small run. There was a little story behind it. There is a book out there called, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's called The Beauty of the Burst, and it's like a coffee table book of really, really stunning Les Pauls. Just lots of photographs of beautiful Les Pauls. And Gibson did a run called the Ultra Select tops, and they were basically tried to do some finishes and some tops copies that basically were in this Beauty of the Burst book. So I've got one called, what colour's this? It's an unusual name, Scotch Burst, and again you get this in the right light and it's just a crazy flame top, but other than that it's basically the same as Rob's guitar. So
is yours set up nicely as well?
Yeah,
we didn't set them up, we literally opened them, put them on the wall, and I said to Lee, should we get them set up? And we thought, oh, well, let's just see what they're like.
We've been playing a bunch of kind of lower price guitars today, and really, constantly being amazed at what the boundaries that the value end of the market's pushing all the time, how amazing these guitars are. And you get a guitar that's, this is 10 times the price of the guitar that I was just playing, 10 times the price. And I plugged it in and I played one chord and you just went, there it is.
That's why it's 10 times the price.
It's maybe not why, but you just sit there going, there's still something about, there had to be a reason why these guitars became such iconic, instruments that never went away. I can even hear it now, just not plugged in. I'm strumming really softly. All those vibrations, all those woody tones. I know it's going to sound amazing. Good old Lester. I was noticing that the tone controls on a nice Les Paul are very usable. So let's hear some.
So here's the bridge pickup. Here's the neck for you. It really does it all. I mean, it just sounds the way you'd want a Les Paul to sound. Yeah, it feels great. It's really, really easy to play. It stays in tune.
Do really some stuff with like maybe neck pickup with the tone wrap. Just not all the way off, but maybe halfway down.
Yeah.
Rob's using a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. If you can see it in the shot, I don't think you can. And
it's
you think,
silver.
That colour's not right. These are some limited edition ones that we've got that are called Silver Noir.
Yeah, mine's a Deluxe 3, isn't it, I think?
Hot Rod Deluxe 3?
Yeah.
Mine is the baby brother, the Little Blues Junior, so it's not quite got the bass end that Rob's got. Still sounds great though.
your stone pick
Yeah,
coming through.
I found it again. My stone pick.
Yeah, it's really, but I can really hear the difference. I don't know whether that'll come across on the camera, but at least started laughing at the end of a solo because it was so good!
I just nailed the tone then. I just thought, shit, it's so simple when it gets it right. Great guitar, funky little tune.
Maybe this is the Captain rig.
It's a great pedal. You have to admit, there were some notes there that you're just sitting there going...
There was some
I hope it captured it on the camera. Cause
yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to tell you now, the serial number of my guitar is 911. 911, that's ironic if you're in America. That's the number you have to call now because you just shit yourself. 911816.
And mine is 911849.
Oh, they probably weren't made that far apart, these two, were they?
And if you buy both of them together...
I'll send you a t-shirt or something. So yeah, mine is a 15. Oh, that's right. Mine's this religious colour. So mine is a custom shop 59 reissue in beginning burst.
A beginning burst.
Yeah, beginning burst.
Mine is a Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul 1959 reissue in Horizon burst.
Right. And if you're not a fan of the kind of the aged parts and the sort of the slightly matte finish, then you need one of these two, because these are not VOS. These are just, you know, shiny, for want of a more technical word.
Yes, and that knocks off a bit of money, because these are only £3,999.99.
For some reason, it's 98 pence. I think that's a printer error.
Oh, really?
I won't accept a penny less than £399.99.
That's a penny cheaper than this one is.
So Rob here's got the Collector's Choice number 3. Collector's Choice is a series of guitars where the Gibson Custom Shop guys approach collectors of the real, you know, like early sort of 50s and 60s Gibson Les Pauls. This particular one is slightly unusual, and it's the first one in the Collector's Choice that's got a Bigsby on it. I'm guessing that the Bigsby was on from stock original, but to be honest, I don't know that for sure. It's called Babe, and that's because the collector who owns it's kind of nicknamed it Babe. And it's a 1960 Les Paul standard with a Bigsby on it. Very, very pretty and kind of cool. And hopefully you'll hear Chappers doing some Bigsby action.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. Is that the kind of thing you were thinking of?
Not really, no. I tell you what I was thinking of. I was thinking of Albatross with lots of Bigsby action.
I knew you were thinking of Albatross. just instinctively had the thought process going there for you.
different tremolo tone to a Strat style tremolo at Bigsby.
Well, something I'll say is it stays in tune. It doesn't tend to go out of tune.
It's much more floaty, on the ocean-y kind of tremolo-y sound, I think.
It's a chordal vibrato rather than sort of, you wouldn't do dive bombs and...
No, God, no.
Well, maybe you could, I don't know. What you can.
There you go.
Well, there you go. I never knew you could dive bomb. Yeah, so I'd get this for shred, probably, and it would be perfect.
If that ends up in the hands of a shredder,
then I'll have won.
My hat.
Yeah! So my babe, number 3, is CC03A144.
So all these guitars come with beautiful cases and a special certificate in like a leather wallet and everything like that. So if you fancy being the owner of one of these or just any sexy Gibson guitar, come to Andertons because we always have a fine selection like this. But right now, what's the month? August.
We're in August.
Yes, August
Christmas
2012. You could probably actually come down to Andertons and get one of these actual guitars. So anyway, they get the Captain and Chappers seal of approval.
They do. They get the seal of approval from Captain and Chappers.
Let's go.
I've been Chappers.
And I've been the Captain.
See you later.